Greetings, people. Joyce is a perfect example of overestimating a fighter and not doing an honest appraisal on someone's actual ability. As I said or inferred in my last video, there was nothing in Joyce's performance to think that he could do anything differently in the rematch. I understand people want to be supportive of a fellow Brit, and he's an amiable person. But as we can see, and as we saw in the previous fight, Joyce was out of his depth. We shouldn't let emotion cloud our senses.
Let's say when, because I'm optimistic for you in this fight. I think he beats him. But Joe will be wiser. He will have gotten past this this desperate Dan philosophy of sticking his chin out and saying to the world, I can take any shot. Dispense.
Yes.
We've seen that that's a challenge.
Okay.
So I think he'll win.
The sad thing is that I think his promoter, manager, trainers let him down. Just think, Daniel Dubois, the person he beat convincingly, got a shot at the title before him. His team, who are responsible and paid to prepare him to fight, overlooked Zhang and seemed either phlegmatic or naive about what and who they were facing. How about persuading Joyce to activate the rematch clause when it was blatantly obvious he wasn't ready and didn't have the heart or tools for the job at hand? I think that was irresponsible and cold-blooded, using the excuse of the rematch so that Fury can avoid Zhang and fight a non-boxer. Boxing can truly be a ruthless business. His treatment has been shabby, to say the least. He's a brave man, deserves better. Where does he go from here? I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's washed up. I think he still has something to offer. A rematch with Dubois would be very interesting. Both are in need of redemption, and they both don't have many places to go. Joe could take a Chisora or Dylan White fight. That's if Dylan White doesn't get a ban for his positive drug test. It will be interesting to see where Joe goes from here. Zhilei Zhang has now put himself in the mix and isn't letting up on Tyson Fury. Let's see how this pans out. Zhang is on a roll right now and deserves a lot of respect. Unlike a lot of fighters out there, Zhang has deferred gratification. He invested in himself as a fighter rather than squander his money on abusing his body. He hired a new strength and conditioning coach, a dietitian, and a masseur. Interviewers were surprised he made that type of commitment after winning a fight, but that just shows his desire. It's quite calculated and he's very determined. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or an individual thing, but young boxers can all learn a lesson from this. Zhang didn't rest on his victory, he built on his success. It's easy to waste talent and time, living the high life and not investing in your health and your career. You need to show that steely focus. You need to build on your accomplishments. Work on your weaknesses. Identify your weaknesses. Don't be lulled to sleep by those people patting you on the head and stroking your ego. Be hard on yourself. Push yourself. Anyway, Fury will avoid Zhilei Zhang at all costs. Most people will, apart from, of course, Derek Chisora. The heavyweight division just got a bit more interesting. There's some real hard fights out there. Let's see who is willing to take up the gauntlet. I don't think it's a fight for AJ right now. I don't think Eddie would take that fight for AJ. And he's on a building exercise right now. AJ's always game though. Maybe he's too game. That's why he's had a few losses. But they're occupational hazards anyway, aren't they? If you want to build a legacy, you take those risks. Would Wilder fight Zhilei Zhang? No chance. That could be a one-rounder. Too risky. How about the infamous Tyson Fury? We all know the answer to that one. He wouldn't go in there with a middleweight, he calls him. He's not going to go in with a southpaw that's even heavier than him, hits a lot harder than him, and is quick. There's no chance. Anyway, respect to Joyce for taking on the challenges, not ducking anyone. Even though he was soundly defeated, he was up for the challenge. Commiserations to Joyce. Come again. Anyway, thanks for listening. And remember, choose life.